There's a reason why people hate journalists, and it's not Donald Trump. I know that the mainstream media has worked tirelessly in order to try and create the idea that Trump saying journalists are the enemy of the people, that's what caused the meltdown. But recently I've been looking at the French Revolution, and no, like even since back then, people absolutely despise journalists. The framing of journalistic vultures. Like, I'm sure most of you have heard it. If there's a fire somewhere, if there's a human tragedy, there's usually three types of people that are running. The first one are the firefighters. The second one are the medical personnel. And the third one are the journalists. Not to help, but to film, to monetize, to gather the sensationalism. I first started hating them when I was a young lad. I think I was 12 or so. And one of my friends, his parents died in a car crash. It was really nasty, quite gruesome. And my friend told his little brother to not open the door for anyone because he expected that people are going to arrive, and they did. It was the journalists. And they knocked at the door, and they're like, who is it? And they said, Santa Claus from CNN. Obviously, it wasn't CNN because it was a Romanian television station, but I had to say something so American can get the reference. But yeah, it was pretty fucked up, right? And then you start noticing that these journalists, I understand that they're trying to get ratings, but the sensationalism, the activism, the going overboard, the demanding everyone else has standards but not them. And so, when I see Dom the Lemon being arrested, I'm thinking like, first they came for the communists, and that was horrible. And then they came for the socialists, and that was a bummer. And now they came for Don the Lemon, and I think like they can have him. They can have Don the Lemon. But what's interesting is the narrative, right? Now, for those of you who don't know what he did, he terrorized the church. Literally, like I know there's leftists that try to say he didn't touch anything. No, he went with a group of agitators and he terrorized the church. If I was to do that in, like, let's say the Holy Senate of the US, the left wouldn't debate, like, whether or not I touch something. Like, they would just want me to be locked up, my bank account shut down, my family doxxed, right? Like, that's pretty much how the leftists would act if someone was to do what he did. There are rules against terrorizing churches, which is pretty much what they're trying to hit him with. They're trying to hit him with the KKK Act. But basically, his group found out that the name of the priest is the same name like an ICE agent. And so they thought that the priest is an ICE agent, and they went into his church, disrupting the prayer, disrupting the religious ceremony. And when the priest said, it's like, they don't have a right to do this, he was like, but don't you know that we got free speech in this country? So, like, again, he's doing this in order to agitate people. Because this is what leftists do. They want to become martyrs. Like, they want to rile people up. They want to get people really angry so that at some point, someone punches a leftist, and then the leftist goes on camera and it's like, oh, Trump's America. But so far, no one has punched them, right? So, like, they're pretty upset. Instead, they got arrested. Turns out that other people have free speech as well. Other people have rights too. And the right to worship is a pretty big one. And look at this, like Don the Lemon was just arrested by the Trump DOJ. Trump is trending all the way onto American rights. Like, my brother in Christ team, if I was to come with a group of people into your house, into your place of business, I don't think you'd say, oh, well, like V has rights. And the idea that he is a journalist. It's like, okay, so like if you're a journalist, you can just become the violator. You can violate people's property. You can just go wherever, interrupt whatever you want. Like if I become a journalist, can I go into his house or go when he was at CNN, just break into it? It's like, I'm a journalist. Apparently, like police officers are being restrained by certain rights. Like if you're an ICE agent, you can't do whatever you want. You need to have a warrant. But if you're a journalist, you don't even need a warrant. You can just break into places. Yeah, so, Don the Lemon is getting hit with the KKK Act. Wow. The other interesting thing is that people are saying this is a distraction. It's a distraction because the Epstein files have been released. Since when have human beings been dumbed down that they can only follow one event at a time? Like, what is it with this nonsense? It's like, okay, so like every day I can only just follow one piece of news? Can't I watch this and the Epstein files? Like, do I have to choose? It takes me like 5 minutes to talk about Don the Lemon, and then I can have the rest of the day to look at the Epstein files. But what the fuck is this? It's like it's a distraction. I'm willing to bet people are going to look at the Epstein files. In fact, I think the Epstein files are a distraction from Don Lemon. I want to see this chucklehead explain to a judge how is it that the people at the church, they don't have rights, but his protesters do. And I want to understand what he meant by it's like, okay, so we thought that the pastor is an ICE agent. And it's like, okay, so? And? Like what does being a pastor prevent you from deporting people that are breaking the law? Like, why is one incompatible with the other? Is Don Lemon a theologist now? Like, is he studying the Bible and he is finding that the pastor doesn't have continuity from the apostles, and so like he can't practice, and like Don Lemon, a very religious man, is thinking that what if my son wouldn't be able to get sacraments from this priest? Like, is that what we're doing? No. Okay, right. So I would really love to hear his explanation. Now, regarding the Epstein files, I'm actually waiting to find out everything that's being revealed. I don't want to spread misinformation, because usually when the things are fresh, there's a lot of misinformation going on. You know, people use AI in order to fabricate things. And so, I want the files to be out for at least 1 or 2 days. And so, no, I don't think this is a distraction. I think, like, this was bound to happen. I think, like, he wanted to be a cheeky little shit in front of the cameras and probably didn't expect that the government is actually going to prosecute him. Because this is not the Biden administration. And so it just coincided that the prosecution, well, was happening the exact same day that the Epstein files were leaked. Which, again, like, even people like myself that are interested in Don the Lemon, I'm still going to read the Epstein file. Like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The files are still there, right? Like, the files aren't running anyway. Like, if it was just a timed event, you have, like, 40 minutes to read the files and then they're gone, yeah, sure, I would understand. But no, I don't think you can use this type of distractions nowadays. And so look at this. You know, there is no more important time for people like that to be doing the work. Like, look, the left is basically saying he's a danger. He has to be arrested. This is the main event. The Epstein file are the distraction. All jokes aside, though, I love this. It's like the First Amendment exists to protect journalists. Yes, now the left cares about censorship. Right. After the Jack Dorsey era, now we care about get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I don't fucking believe. And not to mention, he wasn't arrested for speaking, right? Like, if he would have said literally the same things that he said in that church, but if he would have said it from the outside, no one would have complained. The problem isn't with him flapping his mouth. The problem is getting into a private space where people were practicing their faith and interrupting that practice. Because he believed that the pastor is an ICE agent. That was it. And not to mention, he also fucked up. So, like, journalistic quality, pretty fucking shit. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.